Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables. So we are halfway through the year. I did my mid-year book freakout tag and now we're going to do a video that I'm tier ranking all of the books I've read thus far in 2024. So I've read 46, 47, I forget the actual number, so far in 2024. And I have to say for reading this year, it's been kind of up and down. It hasn't been the best, nor has it been the worst. I would say that it's been just kind of middle of the road. That may be because honestly 2024 for me personally is shaping up to be one of the worst years of my life. It's just a lot of other extenuating circumstances with my personal family, my husband's personal family, and a lot of responsibilities are falling on us and a lot of other things. It's just a lot, you know? So that could be reflected in my reading, sure. But either way, we're gonna tier rank all the books I've read thus far this year. Here we are. I have my tier ranking. I have 5 different categories that I have made. So at the very, very top is favorite. No, at the very, very bottom we have wolf. This means it's something I say a lot when I don't like something. I'm like wolf. And if you're ever wondering what I'm referencing, it's from Home Alone. Buzz your girlfriend wolf. I say it constantly in my everyday life. So I thought, why not put that here? These are books I did not like that I was like, wolf, these are not good. And we're not going to spend a lot of time on them. Then we have middle of the road. More than likely, a lot of books you're going to see on this little platform. More than likely the books you're going to see on this section are going to be 3 stars that I didn't love them, nor did I loathe them. I liked them. They were okay. They were just kind of the middle of the road, as I constantly say. Then I have really enjoyed it. These I would say are probably a lot of like 3.5s, almost 4 stars. I really did like it. There were just a few things kind of holding me back from really, really liking it or loving it. Then we have loved it, but not quite 5 stars. So a lot of these will be my 4 stars that were probably really close to being 5 stars, but there was just a few things I didn't love that would give it a full 5 out of 5. And then lastly, we have favorite of 2024. Like this will be for sure on my list at the end of the year of my favorite books. That first up, I have a lot of Elsie Silver. In fact, I might just go ahead and do all the Elsie Silver books I've read. I think I've read 4 books of hers this year. First up, Wild Love. It was better than the middle of the road, but I thought it was cute. Oh, okay. And let's do another Elsie Silver over here. This is Powerless by Elsie Silver. This is her 3rd book in the Chestnut Spring series. This one I definitely will put in the middle of the road. It's probably one of my least favorites of her series. It just wasn't the best. Let's find another one of hers, shall we? If I can find it. Reckless. Oh my gosh. Definitely putting this at loved it, but not quite 5 stars. I think her books are a little too long for me. So that's why I'm not putting it a 5 star, because I just think they're a little too long. But I would have to say Reckless is one of my favorites. That may be my favorite that I've read by Elsie Silver. I also have Powerless, or no, Heartless should be on here somewhere. There it is. I would also put that in the same category and loved it, but not quite 5 stars. So I do like Elsie Silver, as it proves that I really do enjoy her books, and I will continue to read on with her books. Moving on. Okay, we have The Worst Wingman Ever by Abby Jimenez. This is part of this Meet Cute series, like it's Novella, so I feel kind of weird putting them in this because they're not quite full-length novels. I gave all of them a 5 out of 5, but will they end up on my favorites of the year? No, because they were kind of novella. So for them, I'm just going to put every single one that I read in that. Really enjoyed it. So we have Worst Wingman Ever. We have With Any Luck by Ashley Poston. We have, I can't find another one, Rosie and the Dreamboat, and The Exception to the Rule. Rosie and the Dreamboat is by Sally Thorne, and The Exception to the Rule is by Christina Lauren. There were more in the series. I just didn't read them. So moving on. Funny Story by Emily Henry. Who's surprised that it's going to go to favorites of 2024? I love all of Emily Henry books. No matter what point I am in my life, I feel like I always connect or get something from the characters in the book, and I felt like this one did as well. It's not my favorite Emily Henry book by far, but I still really loved it, and it's definitely a favorite. Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I would put that in middle of the road. It was a cute Western cowboy book. Will I remember anything from it? No. Do I love the cover? Absolutely. It was cute. No One Can Know by Kate Alice Marshall, our first wolf. I'm officially hanging up my cap on Kate Alice Marshall. She made her transition into adult thrillers last year. Was really excited for it because I've read one of her YA books and really enjoyed it, but didn't love her adult thriller last year, didn't love the one this year, so I think it's just not for me. This one, couldn't tell you a single thing that happened. Didn't care. From Luke Off with Love by Mariana Zapata, I would put this at... Really enjoyed it, honestly. I was going to do loved it, but quite not 5 stars, but I did really enjoy it. Again, I love Mariana Zapata books, but again, they are hellaciously long. I just think they're too long. That's just me. This is not my favorite of hers, but I still did really like it. Ooh, then we have Bride by Ali Hazelwood, a favorite. Look, was this like insanely well written? No. Was it a little bit kind of fan fiction, Omega-versy? Yes. Did I eat it up and take all the breadcrumbs with it? Abso-freaking-lutely. So it's a favorite. I don't need a reason. I don't need a reason. I liked it. Moving on to The Midnight Feast. I would also put this one at really enjoyed it. I was very pleasantly surprised by this book. If you would have asked me before I read it, it would have probably went in middle of the road or wolf, but I actually really enjoyed it. Like, I would put it right after The Guest List by her, honestly. My Lucky Charm by, I think this is by Courtney Walsh. I'm going to put this in the middle of the road. It was cute. It was fluffy. They're not super rememberable. There are a lot of clean romances, but I don't ever am mad that I've read them. They're just kind of a good filler book, if you will. They're cute. Summer Romance by Annabelle Madigan. Again, middle of the road. Again, kind of a filler book. Sometimes you just need, especially with myself after thrillers or something really intense going on in my life, which has been the bulk of 2024, I like to read light, fluffy things that I know are not going to give me like a book hangover or give me heartache, things like that. If that makes any sense at all, probably not. The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. I would put that, loved it, but not quite 5 stars. Actually, one of the recent Christina Lauren releases that I've really loved and adored, so I did really like it. At First Spite by Olivia Dade, middle of the road. I have really only loved one book by Olivia Dade, and that was Spoiler Alert, but I do enjoy them. I love her plus size representation because I'm a plus size girl myself, obviously, but something about this one, I just didn't love the romance as much. I don't know. The Rom-com by Catherine Center. Oh man, loved it, but not quite 5 stars. I really enjoyed this one. This was so close to being a 5 stars. There was just a little few quirks I had with it, but I thought it was a super cute book. If you love rom-coms, would highly recommend checking it out. Love Theoretically. Again, I loved it, but not quite a full 5 out of 5, but I really do enjoy a lot of Ali Hazelwood's books. The Rom-com by Devin Daniels, middle of the road. I don't remember much about it. It was just okay. I can't really tell you much. It was just like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, pretty much. Wildfire by Hannah Grace. Don't hate me. I'm putting Wolf. I've learned she's not the author for me. That's okay. I think her books are too long. I don't connect with the characters. I don't love the romance. It's just okay. It's a case of this book's not meant for me. It's meant for someone else, and I'm okay with that. And I have to come to terms with that. So that's just how it is. The Catch by Amy Lee. I really enjoyed this one. This was really cute. Wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, but it's a great summer, small town, lake kind of book that I did really like. Then we have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This is my favorite book right now of the year. I don't know what's going to top it. Something might not. I don't know. But as it goes right now, that's my favorite book of the year. This actually is my favorite Abby Jimenez book, which if you would have asked me before I read this, my favorite was the Happy Ever After playlist. I talk about that repeatedly. But this one, whew, it made me swoon. It made me swoon. It made me sob. It made me have all of the feelings. It was amazing. Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. Wolf. I don't know. I just didn't connect with this book. I don't know the reviews on it actually, but just something about it, I just had a really hard time getting through, and I think I like Lynn Painter's YA books more than her adult books, which is something I thought I'd never say, but here we are. I don't know. Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. Middle of the road. Like how that transition there. This one, I was really expecting to put it and loved it, but not quite 5 stars. But this one, it was just boring, I would say, is my biggest gripe with it. And the reveal wasn't that great. It just was kind of meh, if you will. Home Run Proposal. Again, I'm putting that in Wolf. This is by Maren Morris. It was cute. It was fun. I would say she kind of reminds me of Hannah Grace, where it's a lot of new adult, and I'm not in that category as well, so it's hard for me to really judge YA and new adult because I'm almost 36 years old, so my age bracket is severely off for that. But it was cute. It was a cute baseball one. I'm not gonna knock it for that. Ready or Not by Kara Bastone. One of my favorites of 2024. Would have never guessed it. I read it because number one, the cover's really cute and you hooked me with a good cover. Number two, I've been hearing everybody rave about it, but it was an unexpected pregnancy, which I don't love those books. Surprise, surprise, two of some of my favorites are on this, but I ended up really loving it. It was super cute, super adorable, so good. The Teacher by Frida McFadden. Woof, look, I get it. She writes very addicting and it's very easy to write, and it's just not for me. I will say her last plot twist she always does is really great. Plot twists are always really great, but she's just not the author for me. Next up we have A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. I will put this in really enjoy it, and it breaks my heart because usually her books are 5 out of 5 for me. I think this is a case of right book, wrong time. I didn't connect with the characters. I didn't connect with the setting. It just wasn't it for me, but I loved her other books and I will continue to read them. But this one just wasn't there for me, I guess you could say. Caught Up by Liz Tomford. I actually have 3 Liz Tomfords. These are the first 3 books in the Windy City series, so we're actually going to go in order. So we have Mile High, Middle of the Road. It was okay. That's a hockey one. Then we have The Right Move. That is my favorite so far. That's the second book. It's a baseball romance. Amazing. And then Caught Up is did I say The Right Move was a basketball romance? Then Caught Up is a baseball romance. That was also middle of the road for me. My favorite is definitely The Right Move. Like that, hands down, I think like most people say that's the favorite one, with good reason. The Ruled Book by Sarah Adams. I have 2 Sarah Adams, so we'll do that. For this one, I'm going to put loved it, but not quite 5 stars. It was super cute. But her other one, Practice Makes Perfect, I really loved. They were both sequels, and funnily enough, I read the first books in both of these series, and I didn't love them. But then I read the sequels, loved them. I love Practice Make Perfect. It's definitely one of my favorites of the year. It was just cute, wholesome, clean. It was just adorable. Then we have Home Where the Bodies Are, Geneva Rose. I would put this in middle of the road. It was okay. It was cute. It was okay. It was a nice thriller. It had a VHS tape on the cover of it, which always draws me in. I'm a sucker for that because I'm a 90s kid. Sue me. But it was okay. Heartless Hunter. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm in love. It was okay. I did not know, first of all, that it was a YA fantasy. I did not know that. That's on me. But I just didn't connect with it. It's a YA, I don't know. Anyway, the other fantasy I read is gonna go middle of the road, and that is A Fate Inked in Blood. This is a adult, Viking fantasy, and I just wanted more from it, I guess you could say. It just wasn't 100% it for me. I keep saying that, but you know, it is what it is. First Down by Grace Riley. Again, Wolf. Again, a new adult. We have learned that Heather here, myself, hello, is not a fan of new adult. And that's okay. I've learned that this is not my genre. I've read, 3 books of new adult this year, and I've put them all in the same category, so it's just not for me. That's totally okay. Get Your Life Back by John Elridge. This is a Christian nonfiction book that I thoroughly, really enjoyed, and I'll put it and loved it, but not quite 5 star. I probably won't ever put nonfiction in favorites because, I don't know, it's just, I don't know. Anyway, The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson. I would put and really enjoyed it. I don't like the overall plot, how it's catfishy, but I really love the romance, how they patch things up. It was cute in that regard. Listen Up for the Line by Amy Tintera, middle of the road. It was an okay thriller. As you can see with these thrillers, I have one that I really enjoyed and the rest were just meh. I think I'm just really strict on thrillers. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Speaking of thrillers, Love Letters to a Serial Killer. I wanted to love this one so much. The cover intrigued me. The plot intrigued me. It was cuckoo bananas, but it was boring. Nothing happened the entire time. It could have been so much more, but it wasn't, so we're going to move on. Oh, First Light Wins by Ashley Elston. I will put that in favorites of the year. I do really enjoy that one. It's very reminiscent of Alias, the show, and it's a thriller book that you really have to suspend your disbelief on, but it's a fun time, and I had a great time reading it, so there it shall go. Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey. Middle of the road, as most Tessa Bailey books go nowadays. It's just, it is one of those. The Breakup Tour by Emily Wibberling, Aussie Roboka. You know what? I'm gonna have to put this in Wolf. I just didn't enjoy it. I really didn't. You know, the cover was very much inspired by Taylor Swift. The whole plot was, and I just didn't think it was that great. And I think a lot of people would agree on that. But I wanted to really like it. I just didn't. And there's no, you know, it is what it is. And our last book, we're also going to put in Wolf because I'm just being gut-punchingly honest today. This is my least favorite book of the year, hands down. And that is, what is it? If you hate me, hate me. I don't know. I don't care. This is by Helena Hunting, which I've read books by her that I love. Oh my gosh, this book was just so graphic. Which is, I don't know, it's not a bad thing, but it was so steamy. There were scenes that made me feel weird. It was a weird romance. It was just horrible. It was horrible. And I don't say that a lot with books. I really don't, because I always say there's one book is for someone, you know? One book might not be for everyone, but it's for someone. It has an audience. This one, I don't get who would read it, but that's just me. So there you have my tier ranking list. Yeah. Overall, it seems that the majority of the books I've read this year so far are middle of the road, but I'm happy to, but there's a lot of ones that I did not like. There's only 6 books that I will put on my favorites of the year, so I think that's okay. We're halfway through the year. If I read 5 more 5 stars, I'm set on my favorites of the year. But, you know, you never know what the second half of the year is going to show. It could be some more bad reading. It could not. I don't know. We're going to find out together. It's been a iffy reading year, and I'm hoping that the second half of the year will pick up some as far as the quality of books I read. I'm not trying to care as much about the quantity. I think I always in the back of my mind do. I'm like, I have to read this amount. No, right now I'm determined just to read quality. Like, that's the one I want to focus on. And I say that constantly. Do I fail on it a lot? Abso-freaking-lutely. But either way, those are all the books I've read. Whether or not you agree with where I rank them at, totally okay. Everyone has their different opinions, and that's what makes the world go round. I'd love to know your thoughts and feelings on my rankings. Do you hate me? Do you not? I don't know. I'm scared. But either way, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.